Welcome to a new series and a new Factorio monthly community map. It's been a little while since I last recorded, 2 years. It's mainly because I was, well, to make excuses for it, pushed out of my recording space and, well, to be honest, kept making excuses of why not to start recording again. Obviously this is now going quite forward quite quickly. I was playing this map. It's quite simple settings, but I didn't realise it was the expensive item recipes until a long time into the map, and I just got very mindful and my talking just dropped off completely. So I thought I would re-record this intro. Basically going to have this go through until I reach Red Science Automated, because I basically couldn't remember how to play the game again. I hadn't played it since, I think, briefly when Artillery came out. I played a game to mess around with the Artillery, but that's about it in the last 2 years. So we'll be running on this. This is, like I said, it's a normal map, but I believe the ores are particularly far apart. There is some iron ore down to the south, but the deposits are quite big, so we've got that going for us. We're not running that many mods. I have a few. The optional mods that I put on were rampant for the AI, so that should be interesting with the biters, especially as I seem to have actually forgotten how to play the game. And then I have also modular turrets, which should be interesting, something a bit different than normal as far as the turrets, surprisingly. And I have even distribution, bottleneck, just some quality of life things. I was getting really annoyed with the reach. I can't remember if, I don't know if they've reduced the range of the reach, or if, I don't think I used to play with long reach on, but I think I might have to put long reach on, because just mining things at distances piss me off. So I'm going to leave this running until I have some copper and iron smelting and red science automated. But until then, enjoy, or skip to the 16-minute mark where it should be done. So around here is where I started to notice that something wasn't quite right. Back when I was kind of speedrunning this game, I remember I used to set down 8 mines and furnaces on iron batch and the 2 furnaces on the copper, and that used to start me off, and from there I could easily build a base, which is why I brought the extra ones over, because I thought something wasn't right, and I thought maybe they changed the recipes. But yeah, I was struggling to get enough iron to build this. This is, what's it called? Conveyor belt line over to the boilers to get the coal, and was not sure what was going on. The Factorio music, when it's sped out like this, is a bit interesting. Some of it works, some of it's a bit odd. But here we're just building a furnace column, but I've basically forgotten how to do it. And this is like a half throughput one because it's going to have the coal on one side and the iron on the other. So I think eventually I end up, well, I know eventually I end up sorting it out, but yeah, this is really badly designed. I was sort of looking at the map a minute ago and planning to build round the pond, but whether that's a good idea or not, I don't know, but the way I build it is certainly not. I think it's around this point where I realised that I wasn't quite doing something right, and I wasn't sure how I was going to... Well, I think I was thinking of setting up another mine to get coal, do the copper smelting, and then I realised that I don't have any science going on, so I started building a lab, and I started building science packs, at least by hand, rather than focusing on building these smelting columns, which I don't have the resources to build properly yet anyway. It's around about this point that I realised that I've built the smelting column from and need to go back and change them all. It's not a huge modification to make. Just need to send the ore on the outside instead of the inside so we get full throughput, or, well, we still won't get full throughput because there's not enough smelters, but at least we'll get better throughput. Obviously we only have a bit of ore, we're not going to get a huge amount. Then again, we don't have enough mines for that, so yeah. Now I've got logistics, I can actually start making these work properly, and this is me struggling to work out how the hell to build them. We have red science now. Luckily, I spent a couple of minutes in between, between the end of that time lapse and this, to first off turn alt mode on. I don't know why that was off, but I'm sure I turned it on, but I don't know. And also to just build a few supplies so we have something, including, first thing first, a radar. Let's actually shove this up. That's what I did. Put it over here, out of the way. Just so that we can see a little bit, say further, but basically I want to expand this so we can see if there are any biters nearby, because I'm kind of worried about them. I've also upgraded to a, oh, I thought I have, but I still have a, is it Z still? It's, okay. Right, upgrade to a machine gun, we have armor. The biggest problem I'm seeing is that we don't have any circuits. And circuits are what we need for belts, and then belts are what we need for everything else. So for right now, we need to work out a new factory style for circuits, because they do not work like they used to. So what do we have? In intermediates, copper cable, same as normal, one copper cable, one copper plate, two copper cables, half a second. That's unchanged, I'm pretty sure. But then 8 copper cables, pretty sure it used to be 3. I think it was still 2. Yeah, 2 iron plates, 3 copper cables before. I think. Maybe it was 1 iron plate. Either way. And the other problem we have is that this is all too compact. There aren't enough furnaces here, and I've built this right on the end of it like a complete idiot. So I think what I'm going to do... we'll leave this for now. I'm going to build this up and onto the other side. Ooh. Is that a good idea? We build like a circuit factory here. Maybe this whole area. I don't like that. I don't like that idea. Maybe if we build a circuit factory here. Not a big one, just enough to get started. We're definitely going to need some copper, and the old 3-2 is not going to cut it because this will not produce the right number. We're actually going to need for this is... We're going to need a... Not even built it well there. We're going to need 4 to 1. So we're going to need something... If this is our circuit factory, we're going to need something a little bit like... that, maybe? That would work. Have belts like that. Yeah. Something along those lines? That sounds good to me. Yeah, it's easy enough to build. And then we just have one belt coming in with iron, or probably that belt with iron, and then that belt going out with circuits. And that'll be copper, and that'll be copper. Sounds like a plan. Kind of a modified version of the do that instead, and then just use that for 2 lots of circuits. So let me pick this up, and then we'll have a go at that. This is certainly going to be a different challenge. I was looking through the menu items, and I don't know, some things have been changed, some things haven't. And I guess they probably thought when they were developing the more expensive recipes is they've made too many of the intermediates more expensive. We need a gap in this, don't we? And we probably don't want to build it right on top of that. Make that the first one. I'm guessing they've just, if they'd already made some of them too expensive, or the intermediate components expensive, they didn't want to increase the price of the upper things. So easy to show it, isn't it? So that's unchanged, as is that. But then a gear is 4 iron plates instead of 1. 1? Maybe it was 2. But either way, it's a lot more iron, and this is a lot more, and obviously they both go into that. And then it's like it's one of these take more. No, that's normal. So that's something that hasn't changed. But then I'm pretty sure. I think that's the same. That seems more expensive on the electronic circuits. But yeah, some things have changed, some things haven't. I don't know. So what's this going to go? If this is running flat out, it's going to be producing half a second. So it doesn't look like the crafting times have changed. That's producing 2 a second, or a second with 2 of them. Maybe 1 more setup. We are going to need a lot of circuits, and I think in the long term, this base is going to have to be just ripped apart anyway. But even still, need a lot of circuits. How are we going to output? Just do the same design each way? May as well. Alright, in. These guys should need 2, I think, to keep up. I seem to have changed my placement of things. That's almost good, but not. Oh no, we need one for the middle anyway, so actually that will work. Let's do that. I'll power them, and then the middles, let's just do on each of these, because it looks like we're going to need it anyway. And then let's see, on the way out. No, not there. There we go. We're going to reverse the direction on those because they're facing the wrong way. So that's our iron input. Let's drop it underneath anyway, just because if we do need to increase this production, so that'll be our circuit output, then we'll have the space to do it. I'm going to want to bring that up. That should be far enough. Since this is working, I'm going to... Ooh, I thought I'd messed up the top side, but it looks like I didn't. Messed that one up. I also need... I'm already out. Oh dear. Good thing I picked up a load of components. No power. So we need to run power up from here, say. Is all that powered? We need iron to come in, so... Not too worried about this stone patch. We don't use that much stone. We'll find more stone elsewhere. Oh, finally getting used to the actual quick bar again. That. Not. Oh no, it spoke too. Oh, really spoke too soon. I've lost the keyboard now. It is really like. It's almost like trying to learn a whole new game again. This is going to come up, so we should clear that. I don't know what we're going to do with the circuit, so we'll just leave them there for now. And we'll use a splitter. Oh dear. Okay. Oh, we need to tell these guys what they're making. You are making pop cable. Apply that to all these. You are going to make circuits. Like that, and we should start seeing, yeah, green circuits coming out. It's only one side of a belt, but I mean, we're not producing that many. I don't remember how it's 8. Is it 8? 8 a side? No. 12? It's 13.3, isn't it? 13 and a third? Yeah, 13 and a third, because it's 40 on a blue belt, and these are a third as fast. So we're nowhere. Well, hang on. 6, so that's fine. Half a belt is fine. 6 and 2/3 is a full half of a belt. Right, that's actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So next thing is we're going to want belts. So let's ignore this place for now. And we'll build a new belt factory up here. So the big problem is going to be gears. What do we need? Well, 4 iron plates, but not much we do at that. Where are gears? Belts even. So that hasn't changed. That doesn't seem changed. Maybe it's more iron. Not sure. And that maybe seems more expensive on the circuits, but I think just the standard. Well, standard. My typical sort of. Well, the problem is just going to be with cogs. They don't take longer, they just need a hell of a lot more materials, and they're not going to get those materials. Unless... If that was a gear factory, that'd be a belt factory, and that would be the thing. That would be belts, that would be belts. You'll need iron. We'll feed the iron in maybe through here and then up. Move that on one. Then we're going to need a handful of those. We're going to need a handful of those as well. Or rather a handful, a lot. Because we didn't finish this circuits factory now I think about it. Yeah. Okay. That's something. So if we did the same thing, where we're going to send the iron up here, what if we send iron up here as well? We send iron up like that. We won't steal from this belt, I guess. Yeah, what we'll do is... Okay. We'll do one gear factory, one belt factory. We'll do the belt factories right up like hard against... those now. Factories... We're going to be out of circuits if I had to guess. No. Get out of iron, just straight iron. Grab some cogs while we're at it. Okay. That many. So those set the recipes. You're going to be cogs. Then these would all be belts. And we'll actually send another stream of iron down here for these factories, and we'll use the long-armed inserters, which should live there, I think, if I remember rightly. I'll screw the power. They'll pass over. Yeah, we're actually we're going to want 4 inserters per. So we've got to fit power on the outside, but not on the inside. And then what we want is the output of this that isn't being used to go this way. No, we'll do that. And then we'll send the excess from this also this way. Why, I don't know. Let's make the input priority the left. Don't think, yeah, because then basically the cogs are getting priority because this is being taken from this one's feed. But if there is excess left over going up these belts, not being used for the cogs, then they'll go into this lot. And we're out of inserters. Fantastic. Let's build a load. Right. So we only need a gear. Yeah, cool. So that should be fine speed-wise. We're gonna need another one of these. Let's build a load. We're gonna want to output these ones into this one into a chest. I have 2 more chests. Set some limits on that. So 4 stacks of belts. We do. I don't know. 1 stack of those, 2 stacks of those. Where those are underground belts. And then we need to have these. Oh, do we need to have these? We can't have these hard up because we need the iron as well. So they have to be like that, and we need to underground belt. Let's do all of them. Just not send it there. Grab these guys again. And reposition these boxes. Do not like the new hotbar. Might have a look in the settings to see if I can change that. Do not like. I used to like the shift 1 to 5 to get the second half. I do not like the new state of not doing that. And then you will be doing splitters. You'll be doing underground belts, and that should work. Let's look again some power then. So obvious solution. Is maybe that? No, it's not that, because that won't be useful. But what we can do is... I mean, it helps a little bit, kind of. Not really. Because these guys are going to need... Where are these guys going to need power, though? Ah, screw it. All the positions. Kind of want to get These guys are already powered actually, so could just do that. Yes. You should see. I thought I set this to 2. Check this in the other boxes. What? Oh, I moved them. Of course. And you down to stack. Then this boyo needs an extra supply of. Oh, perfect. That power. He needs an extra supply of circuits. They are gonna come from. I'm gonna bring that over actually. Like that. Kind of weird, but we can deal with it. And since they're only on one side of the belt at the moment anyway, what could be smart actually would be to, yeah, let's not do that. Let's they'll get used. It's fine. You'll need a splitter. We can actually make use of the. Oh my god! What? Make use. Oh, oh these new mechanics. Output priority. No, that's not what we want. We want only to output those on the right. We want the filter, but we don't want priority. Yes, they do come on the left still. Cool. That will send all those in here. And what I'm thinking of doing down here, because this is now superfluous to requirements, is replacing this whole area with gear production. But I think I've run over time slightly today, so we will call that an episode, and next time we're going to build some gears, send them over here, and then get our other essential items up and running. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.